How to make money with AI on YouTube. The era of the traditional content creator as we once knew it has undergone a radical transformation that few could have predicted just a few years ago. We are currently living through a digital gold rush where the pickaxes and shovels have been replaced by sophisticated algorithms and neural networks capable of generating human-like creativity at an unprecedented scale. If you look closely at the most successful channels emerging in 2026, you will notice a common thread that connects them all, which is the seamless integration of artificial intelligence into every stage of production. This transition represents more than just a technological shift, because it fundamentally changes how we perceive value and authorship in the modern attention economy. Many people still believe that making money on the internet requires a massive studio or a team of professionals, but the reality today is that a single individual with a laptop can outperform traditional media houses by leveraging the right tools. The barriers to entry have effectively collapsed, and in their place stands a vast landscape of opportunity for those who are willing to master the art of prompt engineering and strategic automation. Understanding how to harness these technologies is no longer an optional skill for aspiring creators, but a fundamental requirement for survival in a marketplace that is becoming increasingly crowded and competitive. We must examine the mechanics of this new reality to understand how one can build a sustainable and highly profitable business on the world's largest video platform without ever showing their face or picking up a physical camera. The foundation of any successful venture on this platform begins with the selection of a high-value niche that aligns with both market demand and algorithmic preferences. In the current landscape, the most profitable sectors are those that provide educational value or deep emotional engagement through storytelling. You should look for areas where information is dense and the audience is willing to spend significant time watching long-form content. This includes financial analysis and historical documentaries, or complex scientific explanations that can be visualized beautifully through generative art. The key to winning in 2026 is not just about producing content, but about producing content that is indistinguishable from high-budget television productions. By focusing on niches with high cost per mil rates, such as software as a service or luxury lifestyle and personal finance, you ensure that every view translates into significant revenue. It is important to remember that the algorithm now prioritizes depth and retention over simple clickbait, which means your chosen topic must have enough substance to sustain a 20-minute deep dive. Once a niche is identified, the real work begins with the architectural design of your content strategy using advanced large language models. The scripting process has evolved from simple text generation to a complex multi-stage workflow that involves iterative refinement and creative direction. You cannot simply ask a machine to write a script and expect it to go viral, because the audience has become sophisticated enough to recognize generic outputs. Instead, you must act as a creative director who guides the artificial intelligence through several layers of narrative development. Start by using a model to brainstorm unique angles that have not been explored by other creators in your niche. You can then instruct the system to develop a detailed outline that follows a proven storytelling structure, such as the hero journey or the problem agitation solution framework. Each sentence must be crafted to maintain tension and curiosity, which ensures that the viewer stays glued to the screen until the very end. It is vital to inject a specific personality and tone into the writing, which can be achieved by feeding the model examples of your own writing or the styles of famous journalists. The goal is to create a script that feels authentic and authoritative while being optimized for the specific retention metrics that the platform uses to rank videos. By the time you finish this process, you should have a document that serves as a perfect blueprint for the visual and auditory elements of your production. Visual storytelling has reached a tipping point where generative video models can now produce cinematic footage that was previously only possible for major movie studios. You no longer need to rely on generic stock footage that everyone else is using, because you can create unique, high-definition assets for every single frame of your video. Tools that transform text into video have become so advanced that they can simulate complex lighting and physics and human emotions with startling accuracy. When you are building your visual library, you should focus on maintaining a consistent aesthetic style throughout the entire project. This creates a brand identity that viewers will recognize instantly, and it helps to build a sense of professional quality that builds trust. You can use image generation tools to create character designs and then animate those characters using motion synthesis software to give them life. The integration of these visuals with the script requires a keen eye for pacing and composition, which is where your role as a human editor remains indispensable. Every visual transition should serve a purpose, and every frame should be packed with enough detail to keep the eye busy and the mind engaged. The auditory experience is perhaps the most underrated component of a successful channel, and it is often what separates the amateurs from the professionals. Modern voice synthesis technology has moved far beyond the robotic tones of the past and can now deliver performances that are filled with nuance and emotion and perfect intonation. You can choose from a vast library of voices or even clone your own voice to create a unique auditory brand that people associate with your channel. The key is to use these tools to create a narration that sounds like a real person who is passionate about the subject matter. Beyond the voiceover, you must also consider the role of sound design and background music, which can be generated using specialized audio models. These tools allow you to create custom soundtracks that perfectly match the mood and tempo of your video without worrying about copyright issues. A well-placed sound effect or a shift in the musical score can trigger a powerful emotional response in the viewer, which significantly increases the likelihood of them watching the video to the end and subscribing to your channel. Once the content is produced, the focus must shift toward optimization and distribution using data-driven insights provided by predictive analytics. Artificial intelligence can help you design thumbnails that are scientifically proven to attract more clicks by analyzing color theory and composition and facial expressions. You can use these tools to generate dozens of variations and then use machine learning to predict which one will perform best with your specific target audience. The same approach applies to titles, where you can test different hooks and keywords to see which combinations trigger the highest search volume and recommendation rate. It is also essential to understand that the platform now operates on a global scale, which means you should use translation and dubbing tools to reach audiences in multiple languages. By localizing your content for different regions, you can multiply your views and revenue without having to create entirely new videos from scratch. This global strategy is one of the most effective ways to scale a channel in 2026 because it allows you to tap into emerging markets where the competition is much lower than in the English-speaking world. Monetization in the age of artificial intelligence goes far beyond simple advertising revenue and requires a diversified approach to build a truly resilient business. While the money earned from views is a great foundation, you should also explore high-ticket affiliate marketing and digital products and exclusive memberships. You can use your channel as a platform to promote software tools or online courses that solve specific problems for your audience. Because your content is high quality and authoritative, your viewers will see you as a trusted expert whose recommendations carry significant weight. You can also leverage your audience to build a mailing list or a community on a third-party platform, which gives you direct access to your most loyal fans. This multi-channel approach ensures that you are not entirely dependent on the algorithm and that you have multiple streams of income flowing into your business. The most successful creators are those who treat their channel as the top of a marketing funnel that leads to a variety of high-margin products and services. The ethical landscape of using these technologies is something that every creator must navigate with care and transparency. As the line between human and machine-generated content becomes increasingly blurred, it is important to maintain a level of honesty with your audience about the tools you are using. Many viewers appreciate the innovation and the high production value that these technologies provide, but they also value authenticity and human connection. You should strive to find a balance where you use the efficiency of the machine to enhance your own unique vision rather than replacing it entirely. By being open about your process, you can build a deeper bond with your followers, who will appreciate your transparency and your role as a pioneer in this new digital frontier. The future of content creation belongs to those who can master the synergy between human intuition and algorithmic power to create something that is greater than the sum of its parts. As we look toward the future, it is clear that the opportunities for making money on this platform are only going to grow as the technology continues to evolve. We are still in the early stages of this revolution, and those who take action now will be the ones who define the standards for the next decade of digital media. The path to success requires a commitment to continuous learning and a willingness to experiment with new tools and strategies as they emerge. It is not enough to simply follow the trends, because you must stay ahead of them by anticipating how the audience and the algorithm will change. By focusing on quality and innovation and strategic diversification, you can build a media empire that stands the test of time and provides you with both financial freedom and creative fulfillment. The journey begins with a single step and a clear vision of what is possible when you combine your passion with the most powerful tools ever created in human history. In conclusion, the integration of artificial intelligence into the world of video production has created a unique window of opportunity for anyone with the ambition to seize it. We have moved past the era where technical limitations dictated what was possible and entered a time where the only limit is your imagination. By following a structured approach that includes niche selection and sophisticated scripting and cinematic visuals and emotional audio, you can create content that rivals the best in the world. When you combine this with data-driven optimization and a diversified monetization strategy, you have a recipe for a highly successful and sustainable business.
I hope you enjoyed this video. Subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell.